Welcome to the More Than OK podcast, a wellbeing and family podcast about tips, strategies and stories on how to be more than okay. My name is Belinda Bray. I'm a mum, a wife, a teacher, and someone who's always trying to be more than okay. I love learning about wellness and wellbeing, and I love bringing what I learn into my life, my family and my classroom. So I hope what I have for you today is helpful and inspires you to be more than okay. Welcome to another episode of More Than Okay, a family and wellbeing podcast to help you and your family be more than okay. Today we have Liam Wilson in. How are you?
Loving it. This is awesome.
Great. So Liam is a financial planner and mortgage broker with Highlands Wilson here in Toowoomba. You also have an accounting firm.
Yep, we're a couple of accounting firms. Yep.
And you're also expanding into other places.
We are, yeah.
Which is really great. So Liam comes as an alumni.
Yes.
A parent of the college.
Yep.
And the financial planner. So it's great to have you here. So we brought Liam in today to give us some financial family tips. And hopefully this is useful. Money's not my favourite topic to talk about, but I'm hoping that by the end of this episode, we've got some really useful practical things for our viewers.
Exciting.
So a few quick fire questions to get to know you better.
Okay,
Ready?
I'm excited. Yeah.
Who's your favourite sports team?
Ooh, there's so many. Probably the All Blacks and the rugby, and then Sunderland in soccer, football.
Oh, okay,
yes, that'll be my favourite. Yep.
How do you have your coffee?
Don't drink it.
What? You don't drink coffee?
Don't
what
drink
were
coffee.
you just drinking?
No, it's not. A very tough, manly chai latte.
Right.
I asked for a manly version.
Right.
Yep, so a little bit less cinnamon. No, I don't drink coffee because I drink way too much Coke. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So at least there's caffeine in it.
Yeah, there's caffeine. Just
Okay.
not a coffee drinker. No.
What's your dream Friday night?
Watching the footy with mates, bit of pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, good times.
Do you want to share a school memory? I love these stories.
School memory. Oh, wowza.
Maybe of a science teacher.
Yeah, I remember myself and a few people that go to Highlands now, actually, we may have got some Bunsen burners and farted on them in class, which we got kicked out of class by a certain principal of the college. Yeah, that was a pretty bad memory, actually. Yeah, good times.
That's so great.
No. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Now, our families do hang out
They
from
do.
time to time.
We do.
And Liam does quite enjoy telling our children
It's true.
stories about Mr. Bray, the science teacher.
True, it's true.
Yeah, so it's great. So it's great to have you coming back.
You know, giving them the memories of what it was to have like this awesome, sideburns going on with the science teacher, big chops, pink ties.
Yes.
Loved the pink. Loved to just wear the pink shirts, the pink ties. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well-dressed man.
It was very sharp.
So what I'd love to hear is the story of how you've got from a college alumni to a financial planner, because I think it would be really useful for families to know
Yep.
the kind of paths our students have taken.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So,
I graduated in 05. So 05 I graduated, wowza. And I ended up actually going to New Zealand for a bit and played a bit of rugby over there. And then I got into the bank, started working in the bank. So I was a teller. Doing all the concierge-y tellery things.
Okay.
And then just worked my way up in the bank. So moved into home loans, home lending, looked after bigger private clients. And then that was for about a good 6 to 7 years I was doing that. And then myself and one of my best mates, we decided to set up our own mortgage broking business.
That's great.
We thought we could help the community more by having sort of all the banks on our panel.
Yeah.
And then from there, I worked out pretty quickly that most people didn't have a budget or know what their super was doing or sort of had no advice and sort of felt like they weren't worthy enough to see a financial planner. Only rich people have planners.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to have millions of dollars to have a planner, and I wanted to break that stigma. So I had a finance degree at uni and decided to do the financial planning thing as well. And we sort of really specialise in the typical Aussie, the mum and dad, and that's what we're really passionate about. So that's how I got into it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love it. Bit of financial education. I think there's not enough of it. So
cool. Last year,
Yeah.
you brought all your kids here.
It was. Mm-hmm.
Tell us why you brought your kids here.
That's a tough question. It's a good one. Look, for me, it comes down to a couple of things. I think every parent goes through where you have this fear that you don't want your kid to be bullied. You don't want your kid to get into the wrong crowd. You want to make sure that they're being challenged and they're growing as people. But you also want to make sure that that the school's helping you work on their character. It's not just about being academic smart, but you actually want them to come out good people. And for me, my biggest fear was that I was going to put them in a school that wasn't going to happen, and that they weren't going to come out decent human beings. And so for us, we made the change to Highlands, that we felt that this is the best place where they get stretched academically and they get pushed, but they also focus on their character. That they want them to be good people, they want them to be honest people, they want them to be people of character, and that's what my son and my daughter to be, and that's why we brought him here. So awesome. Super happy to be here.
Heavily invested because your wife works on the campus.
Oh, she does, kindy teacher. Yeah, I've got the good-looking kindy teacher wife. Kudos.
So it's like you've plugged our college all over the place, and it's just so great to hear that we've got alumni starting to bring their kids back.
Yes, 100%.
It makes us feel really old, but that's okay. We're happy to have you back.
Generational, love it.
Yeah, it's good. So, money.
Oh, your favourite topic.
I really don't like talking about money. So Michael touched on this in one of our first episodes, that I don't like talking about money. However, in our family, I know the price of 2 litres of milk and the bread and how much we should budget for this and this. So whereas he's kind of looking at the big picture. And so in this episode, I've kind of changed it up a bit, because normally I come up with the tips for people, but I've actually given you homework.
You have.
I have. So what I asked Liam to do was to come up with 3 tips for families, 3 financial tips for families. So let's talk about those.
I think the first one, really, really important, and that I like to give to our clients, is that you got to have a budget. So, budget. I know it's not sexy, but have a budget. The first thing is to have a budget. There's one that I can share for you to share it later, which is a Money Smart one, which is awesome. It actually spits like an Excel spreadsheet, but basically what it does, it shows you what money's coming in and where you're actually spending your money. So often we have no idea where our money's going, what bills are coming up, what's coming forward. So for me, having a budget, you got to do it. You got to know what's coming in and what's going out. That's the first thing. And
I know that that's the right thing. Like when Mike and I sit down and do a budget, we kind of go, ooh, there's a bit of a leak there, or we need to tighten this bit up, or there's a bit more freedom, so we could maybe do this and this. So
100%.
I guess it's like information is power.
100%. And I think for me, the biggest thing within a budget too that a lot of people miss out, and this is really, really important, is, and I know like when finances are tight or whatever, is to me, tithe or giving. You got to give to a charity, whether it be to the church or to wherever. Tithe. Always put that in to me, because whenever I see budgets and I do it for clients and they give, and it doesn't have to be to a church, it can be to a charity or whatever, they always find that they always have money at the end of the day.
That's so great, and I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah, 100%. I push it. Because
I think giving actually helps us. 100%. It actually feels as if our money's actually helping.
Agree, yep.
And then you can look at your own
100%
stuff. I think it's great.
Yep.
I think it's a great God principle in that, I think it's a great way to set that up.
Yeah, so for me, the first thing in your budget is tithe, and it gives you purpose.
Yeah.
I think it really fires that purpose up, and so that's the most important thing, right? So budget number 1. Number 2, once you've done the budget, review everything. So review your insurances, your home and contents, all of that stuff. Review the gym membership that you pay for and don't go to.
Stop making eye contact.
That was for me too, actually. So gym, look at that. I see so many people that have got like Netflix, Stan, Apple TV. Yeah. You only watch one thing at once,
That's right?
Like tidy that stuff up. Review your home loans. Review everything. Try and save where you can.
Yeah.
Really, really important. So my tip number 2: review everything.
Yep.
Never just take for granted that you're getting the best deal.
That's right, and it can be so insidious too. Like if you've subscribe to a newsletter or a website, it's like $20 a month, and you're like, at first you're like, yes, this is so great, but then after 6 months you're not using it as much.
Agreed.
So they're little things that you can really tighten
100%. So really, really important, review everything.
Yeah.
The last one is set goals. So I'm really big on our clients, like, I want you to set like short-term, medium-term, long-term. So to me, short-term might be 1 year. And it might be that you and the kids sit down and you go, hey, look, where do you want to go for a long weekend? Should we go to the beach?
Cool. Yep.
Great. Well, like you might try and save $300 or $400 and go to the beach for a weekend. Get them involved in it, get them a part of it, make it a game or a bit of fun. But yeah, set goals, because if you set goals, you know what you're trying to achieve. You've got a target to hit, and you're actually moving in a direction.
Yeah.
I think so often when you don't have goals, you can get lost in the swell.
Yeah.
And I think it's really, really important. So yeah, short-term, medium-term, long-term goals when it comes to finance.
Yeah. And what I love about the idea of talking about finances with kids.
Yep.
There can be, and I'm a prime example, there can be this really negativity about talking about money, because we often talk about it as a not enough thing.
Yes.
But when you we found this with our kids, because we try to talk to our kids about a lot of things.
Yep.
And we often will say, this month we could do this, or we could do this. Or you get to the end of a fortnight and you think, we can actually afford some takeaway this weekend, what would you like?
Yep.
And we're trying to build a positive money conversation with our kids.
So good.
So involving them in decisions
100%.
like holidays and
Yep.
things like that actually gives them the language to have positive money.
Yep, and teaching about saving and,
Yeah.
like for us, like my dad's done this thing where he's like paying for every goal the boys score at soccer. They get
wow.
$5 and obviously they quickly want to try and spend it on lollies at the
Yeah,
game and just, teach them about, well, if you save this up, you can buy this or a Switch game or whatever. So to me, it's about, you're exactly right, getting them involved, teaching them young, getting them to learn about the value of money and opportunity cost.
Yes.
If you can do this, you can't do this, or get them involved in that. So 100%, I love it. You got to talk money with the kids.
Yeah, that's great.
100%.
Okay, so they are really great tips for families. Thank you.
Too easy.
So the takeaways for this episode are make a budget.
Yep.
Review everything.
100%.
And set goals.
Yep.
Okay.
Love it.
But one thing you can do today to help you with your family finances is to jump onto the
Money Smart website, budget, yep.
Okay, and do a budget.
It'll spit it all out for you, it adds it all up, it does everything for you.
Okay, so there's a really good practical thing you can
100%.
do today. Okay, so today we've talked about Liam as alumni, parent and a financial planner. One last question is, what is something you learnt from our college that you've taken into your adult life?
Wow, that's a good one. To me, it would be, I think when I was at school, there was a real big push for leaving a legacy. That was something that was spoken about often, was making sure that you left a legacy, and that stuck with me. And so for me, I hope that what I'm doing in the community when it comes to this stuff, that I can make a difference to young people or to people's lives where I leave a legacy where they feel like they're achieving what they want to achieve, and them and their family can reach their goals. And I think that's something that stuck with me, is that I want to make sure that Haynes Wilson or myself or whatever, that we leave a legacy. Yep.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming in.
Too easy. It's awesome.
That's
Enjoyed
great.
it. Love it.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in to this More Than Okay episode. We hope you have learnt some stuff and that this has been useful, and we look forward to reading comments and sharing more episodes with you in the future.